Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Enough Said podcast. We are in season 6, episode 19. We're going to be talking some Eagles coaching hires. We're going to be talking the all pro game, and some of those players that got in there. We're going to talk about the remaining coaching openings. There's not many left. And of course, Super Bowl predictions. Let's get it. What up, fellas?
What's up?
Hey,
What's
up?
going on, y'all?
What up? Jermaine's putting the headphones on. He's ready for bear now. Look at this.
There you go. Grab the mic.
Trying to stay cold. Trying to stay warm. Trying to stay cold.
Hey, you do this in Atlanta? Come on, man.
Man, fellas. I mean, last week, AFC Championship and NFC Championship. My goodness. Not what we predicted, right?
Not what we predicted at all. But
no.
Patriots are back, fellas. Here we go.
Yep.
The Patriots are back, but Belichick can't get in the Hall of Fame.
His girlfriend can. All right. Well, we'll get into all that. A couple other things. Let me intro in the crew as always. Of course, the first guy, as usual. The man went off on a tangent in our chat. Damn. It's all because he's anti-Sam. What up, Mike? What's going on?
I like that, anti-Sam.
Anti-Sam. I'm not anti. I guess I'm just the hype, man. It's just, so much talk. And it's just like, I guess I am, a little bit of a hater, part of it's because it's the Sea Chickens, but I just, it's such a copycat league, and it's like everything's the hottest thing, and everyone's kind of like, from the beginning of the season where no one gave Sam Darnold a chance, and all of a sudden now to ride his coattails, like, yeah, this is the greatest story to ever be told, and it's so happy for him, and it's like whatever, man, just it's on year, and we've seen this so many times where someone has a great year. And then they cash out, and then you never hear from them again, So I was like, just take a step back. It's a good story, but let's just not, coronate. As what's his name said, we're to crown their ass. It's like I don't want to do that.
The late Dennis Green, yeah. Well,
yeah. Well, we'll find out what Sam does. We'll talk about that. And interesting what I sent you, Dre, about the difference in contract between Sam Darnold and Jalen Hurts.
Oh, yeah.
So, very interesting.
Very.
All right. This next guy in the freezer. The man is smart, not a country bumpkin. But after 8 p.m., if he's not in bed, he turns into a pumpkin. What up?
What's up, fellas? All right.
A little chilly down there. You got your one salt truck ready to go? Your one salt truck that's down in Atlanta? You got it all fired up?
Yeah, it's all fired. It's all fired up. Again, everybody down here in the panic mode and all that stuff. It's like another storm coming. Grocery stores are kind of out of whack again, but that's how Atlanta is,
How many days were the kids out of school?
Huh?
How many days were the kids out of school this week?
Oh, this week it's just Monday. It was just Monday, so
okay.
Yeah.
Up here, we had PG County was out the whole entire week this week.
Really?
The whole week. The whole week. My daughters, had virtual learning. Otherwise, they would have been out the whole week. They had like 2 days of virtual. Some other counties did virtual, but like no one actually went into a school this week. Nowhere in Maryland did anyone go into a school.
I tell Dre all the time. This is what happens, man. Because when we went to school in 2-3 feet of snow, and I had to walk. You know what I mean? And I told Dre, I'm sorry. I said, this is why these kids are stupid. You know what I mean? So,
damn,
they're dumb. Half the time, you got, we got Teachers Day today, and there's no school. How many times did you hear that, man? Come on. I told you all the time. This is why our kids are stupid. That's all. And all you're doing is just shaking your head. It's just like, yo, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's like no education whatsoever, you know.
What up, Hef?
Shout out to Hef. Congrats on the new
baby. To have to add on to the family. Congratulations.
Right.
Yeah, man. I hear you. I mean, up here in Jersey, the kids had 2 days off, and it's funny too, fellas, because when we were like going to school and stuff, and you see the see the news and see your school number. Hey, we're to school, all right. Man, my boys were mad. They were upset that they lost 2 days of snow days because it takes away on their spring break. So the spring break is now shortened by 2 days. So it's just funny how times have changed now. It's like, oh man, snow, darn it, man, we got spring break.
If they don't do that, then they add it to the end of the school year. So you actually go to school for more days than So
I mean, if we get any more, you're right. They'll extend the school year longer, and they already up here in Jersey. They get out like the week right before Father's Day or something like that. Or like further than that. But
Yep.
Shout out to Hef, man. Yeah, and he got that baby out right before the storm, man. So he got
wow. That's all. Yeah, I was Hef. I was rooting for February 4th, man, because I got a birthday coming up on Wednesday, man. Aquarius is the bomb, man. You know what I'm saying? So I was rooting for it, but I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you got it when y'all got it. You know what I mean?
All right, and this last guy in the crew, I'll bring him in as always. This man is leaving the Eagles. What a defection. Now all he cares about is his Houston Texans.
You lead into why I got this jacket on. This might be the last time I'm wearing this.
Man.
Wow. And then Jermaine said, we talked earlier. I hit the panic button, so we'll talk about it, man. Man, I'm feeling the Eagles, man. And Houston's my backup team, so that's I'm a D'Amico Ryans guy. Even before that, I'll go all the way back. Back when.
With Deshaun,
all that, man.
JJ Watt,
Big Andre Johnson, man. But we'll get into that, man.
Well, let's get into it, fellas. Sean Mannion is the new offensive coordinator. Guy coached 2 years. One is a quarterback's coach. One is kind of like quality control coach, whatever you want to call him, or passing game coach. Second, other than that, never called plays. Fast riser, they say. Supposedly this guy is the real deal, how he says. Everybody's saying he's the next coming of Andy Reid. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I wouldn't say he's the next coming of Andy Reid, but bottom line is I'm not gonna get all into it. Everybody's got their own opinions, and everybody, got some type of panic meter, with this and whatnot. Hey, my motto is with the Eagles is like, and Howie and Jeffrey I trust, because as long as you don't got knucklehead Nick Sirianni in here, you know what I mean, calling for his coaches and whatnot, I'm fine. But at the same time, Philly's got a lot of work to do in the offseason, man. Now I'm curious to see what's going to happen with all this, but he's got it. Everybody was talking about. He's got somewhat of a good pedigree. Yeah, he has to call plays, but he's not the next coming to Andy Reid. But when I was telling Dre on Friday, I said, "Remember when Andy Reid got hired as a coach?" He's like, "Who?" You know what I mean? So he was a quarterback coach for Brett Favre. So he wasn't calling any plays, and he stepped up as a head coach. And look at us now. I mean, we ain't get a Super Bowl, but look at him now. He's about to go in the Hall of Fame with 4 Super Bowls and whatnot. So, like I said, I'm not comparing him and whatnot, but I believe in Howie as far as the structure and as far as how they pick their coaches, and being somewhat patient. You're not going to get the high top name for coordinators and whatnot. They just go and do their, I believe they go and do their due diligence. Bottom line. But the other thing that I popped, we'll talk about that. I was just like, okay, now we gotta, what I posted on the thread earlier. So we'll talk about that. That's crazy. So
yeah. Well, it's interesting. I was listening to Brody on WIP, and he had a great point. So you bring in this guy. Number one, he's never been an offense coordinator. Number two, he's never called plays. You bring this guy, you put him into a situation where he's going to have to learn on the fly. Oh, and by the way, the expectations are that you got to go to the Super Bowl or at least to a championship game. Is that really fair to put on this guy in year one? That he's never been an offensive coordinator, and you got to come in to a team that has really high expectations when you've never called a play before, and all of a sudden you're expected to go to the Super Bowl.
Who told him that he has to come in here and get an NFC his first year? Who said that?
Well, what's the Eagles' goal? They're not going to try to go to the Super Bowl next year?
Look, I think my thing is that they got a 2 more year window. You know what I mean? If they don't do it this year, they got 1 more year, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I really don't know. As far as them getting to the NFC, championship or even to the Super Bowl, because you still got a lot of stuff not behind the scenes, but even on the field that you got to work out. You know what I mean? You got to work out. So I feel as though this is going to fit, huh?
Don't tell Howie that.
Then Howie's wrong, then Sal. You know what I mean?
Listen,
you can't put that on that man like that. You can't do that. You know?
No, listen.
And Nick is on a hot seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, everybody, it's more than just the hire that we hired this guy out of who know what, where. It's an organization problem right now. That's what I see. That's what I've been seeing since the last couple of years, even when we ran the Super Bowl, because something's in-house, and you guys, I do not like Nick Sirianni. Why have we had so many coordinators pass that wanted to come here, that good coordinators that wanted to come here, and they passed on? There's more to it than just hiring some no-name dude. First of all, we got contracts. We got to re-sign players. 2, we got to figure out what we're going to do with A.J. Brown. 3, how much money did those other coaches want it? Like Jermaine always say, did they want head coach money for the OC job? I mean, Howie's got so much on the table that he has to figure out. And here we go again. Jalen Hurts is getting another guy. He was a quarterback coach coming in. Is Jalen coachable? I think he is, but at the same time, this is now number 6 or number 7 that he has to deal with. And I hit the panic button, Jermaine. I did. I don't see them. I think they're going to be just as bad this year as next year. They're going to be just as bad. And coming in with this new guy and trying to figure out what's going to happen with trading AJ Brown. But AJ Brown talking about, well, we'll see. He didn't really say that he wanted to stay, but he said we'll see. I mean, there's so much going on, man. I hit the panic button. And then I shouldn't say this as an excuse, but now you got Jim Harbaugh coming in saying, he quoted talking about, I'm here to beat the Eagles. We're going to beat the Eagles. So we got the Giants coming. We got to figure out what Washington's going to do. I mean, Philadelphia is really the bullseye, and I say Nick Sirianni is the problem. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. It's not Sean, this guy coming in, if he knows experience or he doesn't have experience. It's Howie. I'm sorry. It's Nick and Howie. They are the ones that's causing this problem.
Yeah, we got some comments. Eric says Eagles are washed. They've been way too many players that they will need to pay rather. And Georgia ain't looking too hot. So Howie won't be drafted from there anymore. No one wants to be an offense coordinator because the coach isn't capable. I was in a room full of Ravens fans last night for some reason. We'll figure out what he wants to say there on the remaining one. But I will say this. If I'm Jalen Hurts and I have a guy coming in who's never coached before, has never won a Super Bowl, and my stats are way better than him, am I going to listen to this guy? What type of respect is Jalen going to have for this guy, Mike? I mean, here's a guy coming in, and he's coached Jordan Love. Now, Jordan Love, he had okay stats, but he didn't exactly light the world on fire. So here's a guy who's never been offensive coordinator, and he's going to come in and tell Jalen what to do after Jalen won a Super Bowl, and he's probably had a more successful career than this guy as a quarterback.
Well, yeah, I guess he is. It was choice. I mean, that was a concern I had. I had pointed out as well about, he's coming in, and as a quarterback's coach, he's going to probably talk to Jalen and probably will have recommendations or things that, he'll think Jalen can do to improve his game. And we'll have to see if that's going to be a conflict or Jalen's going to absorb that, his coaching and see. It's weird because it's kind of like it's like a damn you don't kind of thing. You know, you bring in a young guy and then he flings out is all bad. And if he has a great, play calling season and, you guys go to the playoffs and go to the championship game or Super Bowl, whatever, what's going to happen. His name's going to be out there again as a head coaching candidate, fast rising, McVay, Shanahan, whatever disciple kind of guy. And, some team's going to be looking for a coach and then you lose a coordinator and be back in the same position again. But, I guess we'll see. I mean, his name's been around. People have talked about him. He's got a tough hill to climb, man. The Eagles fans have not backed off on wanting to get to a championship. No one's like sitting back. I mean, Dre is, but I think a lot of Eagles fans are still just like, no, we need to be back in the championship game or back in the Super Bowl. I think that's where the expectations are really coming from more than Howie. So until there's kind of a reset of the fan base, I think the expectations are going to be real high.
Yeah, Hef has two interesting comments. I like the first one. Not the play calling, it's bringing the best out of the core roster, and that is true. That's his job, right? And last year, say what you want, whether it was his fault or not, but they did not bring the best out of the talent on that offensive side of the ball. No question about that.
You also gotta. I mean, I don't know if Jeff Stoutland, the offensive line coach, I don't know if he took on more responsibility, but you understand though that they took, because he did the one coordinator stuff, and that was his first time doing that. And look what happened with that. So they did, and they also did hire a passing coordinator as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's not just going to be on that. Whatever, I'm still, Dre was making fun of me last night. You don't even know the offensive coordinator's name. Yeah, I don't. Just like I didn't know Andy Reid's name. I'm like, yeah, Sam something, Sam Monken. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. So, but it's gonna take time. Like I said, I'm not hitting the panic. I'm not gonna hit the panic button. And like I told Dre, I said, if we could get one more before our life ends, I'm good.
Well,
I'm good. Just give us one more. And then y'all can do what the hell y'all want to do. you know what I mean? So
yeah. And everybody's talking about process, and the Eagles always get it right.
Yeah.
But let's say this: the last two coordinators they hired who have not called plays have not worked out too well.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. But who was involved in that? The last two coordinators. Who was involved in that?
Is it Howie? Is it Nick?
No, Nick Sirianni picked his boy, right? And then what was it, Desire or whoever? Nick picked him.
Yeah. Brian
so
Johnson.
The two times that Howie and Jeffrey jumped in, what happened? You had Kellen Moore, you know what I mean? And then also, I'll give Nick this. He brought in Shane Steichen. You know what I mean? But but the last two times, that was all Nick. Nick can't do. This is why I'm saying when we do our thing next year, Nick's on the hot seat. That's the first coach that's on the hot seat, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. And the more stuff is getting exposed with him because he's just not a coach. He's not a coach. They pretty much Howie and them said, look, Nick, just be that rah-rah guy, you know what I mean? Just comfort the guys and whatnot and do all this and whatnot. But that's all you need to do. Let the coordinators do what they have to do and whatnot. So,
yeah. Hef says Jalen seems like he's super passive-aggressive. He probably texts Howie, get this guy out of here. Hef always also thinks it's Sirianni. Definitely, though, you're right, Jermaine. They said Howie and Jeff and his son, Jeffrey Lurie's son, was heavily involved in this coordinator.
His son.
Absolutely.
So they weren't taking any chances.
No, they're not taking any chances.
Yeah, part of me feel like they really did have to get somebody because I think the longer this lingered, especially with the stories of people saying they didn't want the job or stuff like that, it was just going to cause more and more drama if they didn't get somebody in the door as soon as they could. I mean, if you imagine if they went another week and there still was no offensive coordinator, everyone it'd be the talk of the town. The Eagles' job is undesirable. What's wrong? What's wrong with Nick? What's wrong with Jeff? So they had to make a move and get someone in here and try to start building.
You're right, and that's the thing with it seems like we was just like, oh, everybody was on board with Dable, everybody was on board with Mike. I look at Mike. Mike just looked like he's just weak. You know what I mean? McDaniels just look like he's just weak. I don't think if he came in here, I don't think, just like you said, the fan base and if anything else is going on, I don't think he could take it. So that's why he took the easy way out. Same thing with Dable. Took the easy way out. Oh, yeah, him and Salah is friends and all that stuff. I think they didn't want the heat because once something goes down, and it's something that's crucial and whatnot, they're going to get plastered. You know what I mean? So you need somebody in here that's going to have a backbone, and hopefully this Sam guy is the backbone. Just like Kellen, when we went to the Super Bowl, he got into jail and whatnot. It's like you need a backbone with you need strength with somebody. It's like, look, you're doing it my way, or you just don't do it. You know what I mean? So that's what you actually need. Jalen ran the thing and blew up in his face. With Kevin Petula, because Kevin Petula was weak. So that's the way I see it.
Yeah, and I think there's a few things to unpack there. I think Jalen Hurts is also on the hot seat.
Yeah.
Brian Dable, I was not on board with him. If you look at his stats outside of the 1 year with Josh Allen, they are awful. His offense was near the last in the league all those years outside of the 1 year. So I was relieved they didn't hire him because I think he's not going to be what they think he is.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So, all right, let's talk about some of the other coaches really quickly. These are the hires, and then we'll get to the 2 jobs left. It looks like Las Vegas and Arizona are the last 2 left as far as head coaching goes. So Giants obviously got Harbaugh. Falcons got Stefanski, sorry. Ravens got Minter. Dolphins got Hafley. Titans got Saleh. Mike knows him well. Steelers got McCarthy. Why? I don't know.
That one.
Bills got Brady. Jesus. The Bills are a mess. We'll get to them in a minute. Browns got Monken. He might as well turn his name to Monkey because that's what you need with that franchise. So last but not least, guys, Raiders and Cardinals, Seahawks, Clint Kubiak could be in there. Maybe Broncos, Davis Webb. He's also interviewing the quarterback's coach. Arizona, maybe Vance Joseph is in there. I don't know. You guys see anybody else for those 2 teams?
Not really.
No.
Everybody's quiet.
No.
Yeah.
Arizona,
but you don't have.
I mean, Clint Kubiak's going to get one of those jobs if he wants it. Like, I mean, I think it's just a matter of him just, both teams are kind of in a spot where they got to pay whatever. And, he can just be like, yeah, I'll take whatever job, whoever pays you the most. I mean, they're desperate. They got to be desperate.
Yeah.
And like I said last week, Arizona just put their field out and grow tomatoes. I mean, I don't know what else to do with Arizona.
It's too hot down there to be growing tomatoes, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They gotta keep trying.
It's a desert, no water.
I'm trying.
Yeah, man.
It's interesting. Like you said, I think JJ McCarthy for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I was like, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Well,
honestly, I don't.
I'm not as bad. I was at first like, man, what are they doing? This is not a good hire kind of thing. But I don't know. I actually think it's going to work out for them. I don't know if they'll go to the Super Bowl, but I do think you're going to see a different Steelers. And I do think some of the coach hires that he's brought on, he has brought back some of the, bringing back the band again, some of the guys from his Packer days that are coming in. I think the QB coach is from one of the Packers, that was with him. But, back Patrick Graham from the Raiders, who's, been kind of under – he hasn't really been talked a lot, but he actually done a really good job with the Raiders on the defensive side. He's been through 3 coaching staff. Everyone that gets hired for that job is like, no, we're keeping you because they don't want to mess with the defense. So I think there's something there. I mean, if Graham can bring back the Steelers' aggressive defense, and they got to get some players too. But if they can bring back that Iron Curtain that Steelers fan love, and then if McCarthy, who does pretty good with building offenses, can just get that offense to just put up some points, and be functional, kind of like it was in Dallas, I think they could be all right, especially in that division that's got a lot of change and turmoil in that division. So
you got me thinking,
I don't think
Mike,
it's as bad.
Yeah, you got me thinking because put the side and stuff about they ran the ball right, and I'm saying McCarthy ran the ball, with Green Bay and also with the Dallas. And remember, Pittsburgh Steelers, they had the bus, and the bus got Roethlisberger going, putting that out there. So if he could bring the running game back, I said Pittsburgh would be a dangerous team.
Look, I mean, Dre, I don't know, man. Mike McCarthy and the Steelers does not, I just can't see it. I mean, he's going to have to change. He's going to have to do something. I just don't see the strength like the Steelers coaches had in the past. I don't. And, like you said, Mike, Steelers, it has that mentality and has the identity of being a tough team. I can't. Mike McCarthy and the Steelers.
Yeah. I would say this. He's from Pittsburgh. He's
I know. What part of Pittsburgh? Is there a good side of Pittsburgh? Because he's not the bad side of Pittsburgh, that's for sure.
At least he knows the reputation of it. It's not like him coming in and saying Duval, like what's his name? I mean, at least McCarthy knows growing up, at least knows the history. So at least he kind of understands the assignment. We'll see if he can pull it off. I'm not saying they're gonna be Super Bowl or he's gonna be another one of those guys that's gonna be there for 20 years like Tomlin and Cowher, but if he can at least kind of settle them down and kind of get the franchise to maybe get some identity back, and then maybe he steps aside someone else that's young, and I think the other thing was that I think Pittsburgh honestly didn't feel like any of the candidates they looked at fit the mold like a Tomlin or a Cowher, someone that they looked at and say, yeah, we can see you doing this job for, 15, 20 years like those guys. So I think they said, well, if there's no one like that, we just need to get a good coach. And McCarthy is a good coach. He's had a success everywhere he's been. So
coaches are long and gone, man. It's not that many of those coaches, And it's Jermaine, funny, like you said, McCarthy, one analogy came up to me. I guess he's the jelly in the donut,
I can't say. I have had some good points. Mike Tomlin will be the next coach in Philly. I hope not. Steelers need a quarterback. Won't be good until they get one. They passed on a lot of quarterbacks last year. Shedeur Sanders being one of them. We'll talk about Shedeur in a second. He's your all-star guys, by the way.
Pro Bowl, baby.
Pro Bowl.
Yeah, so is God.
I don't know where the Steelers go quarterback-wise. Do they bring back Aaron for one more hurrah? I don't think so. I don't see him coming
back. I'm tired of Aaron.
Retire, Aaron. Retire.
Just go. Let's go away.
Go to Jeopardy. You did great.
I don't know that the free agent class is that good quarterback-wise this year to really get them what they need. Unless they make a trade.
I know one guy. I do know one guy that they could take. And I think it's going to happen. Mac Jones.
Who?
Turn to Mac, man. Turn to Mac. Everyone's looking at Mac Jones, man.
Mac Jones.
Man.
Turn to Mac.
That's good. I think that's a good fit. That'd probably be a good fit for Steelers.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Right? Well, they got the receiving.
That's about the only thing. That's the only one. Anybody else is it's just like it's a joke.
But how's that defense is aging though, guys, on the Steelers? They are one of the oldest teams, so they're going to have to fill some holes on defense this year. So
I think that's where they're going to go too. I think
draft. They're going to do the draft.
Mm-hmm.
I think defense is what they'll fix first. Because that's the identity of the team. Is always been the Iron Curtain. That the steel curtain. It's so they gotta build with that first.
That's what Houston did last draft. They drafted dudes left and right in the first round.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk some all pros, guys. Here is your all pro replacement: Shedeur Sanders and Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco. Let me see that again.
Sanders.
Shedeur Sanders and Joe Flacco. You're all-stars. You're Pro Bowlers.
Hey, Jalen Hurts. Don't forget Jalen Hurts now.
Jalen Hurts. Joe Flacco, Jermaine. Come on.
That's all you can say is Joe Flacco. What do you want to be saying? And this is his first Pro Bowl. You know what? Exactly. NFL is a joke, man. I mean, when it comes to the Pro Bowl, NFL is a joke.
Shedeur Sanders and his numbers, Stray and Mike. Come on.
Yeah, I was surprised that there were some other quarterbacks because I don't think Trevor Lawrence got a Pro Bowl nod.
Yeah,
I thought he would have. I mean, he actually got to the playoffs, I think there were a couple other quarterbacks that I could think of that probably should have gone ahead of him. But I mean, I guess the Pro Bowl is fan voting or player voting, so and
fans, isn't it?
I thought it was a mix.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, look, it's not even really a Pro Bowl. It's a flag football game.
Yeah.
Now, and so it's not even a real game. So yeah, I guess he can go hang out. You know, I don't know what to say. I mean, there's really there's no skin in the game really for it. It's not like the NBA where like the Pro Bowl determines who gets home field, home court advantage or something crazy like that.
There you go, Dre.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a club. Yeah, it's a Mickey Mouse clubhouse. Come
There's
inside, it's fun inside.
There's your Joe Flacco and your Shador Sanders. Everybody else. I'm sorry, the Pro Bowl is a Mickey Mouse club. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It is.
Hef says it's MTV Rock Jock. So
there you go.
That's about what it is. So, well, we shall see, guys. Two-hand touch, Pro Bowl. We'll see. Maybe Shador will light it up. Who knows? Jalen, I don't know what he's going to do, but
I don't know what Jalen.
Not run.
Yeah, he'll run. No, he'll run now because he'll
flags on his
20 yards rushing. Yeah, that's what he'll run now.
Everybody, you'll be like, man, how come we didn't see this during?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Running with Converse.
He'll run now.
He'll be under center every snap.
Yeah.
That's the one thing they said Mannion's going to do. By the way, they said that he's going to get him back under center. I think we're going to start to see less of this nonsense. But did they do it because Jalen can't see over the line? That's a whole nother thing. That's why Jalen's got to roll out. But
you need to go talk to Drew Brees. Drew Brees couldn't see. He knew where to throw it.
Get over there.
Yeah. What's the one thing about the Pro Bowl games? I said it before that just me personally, I do enjoy is that you do get to actually see what the players look like. Like there's a lot of guys you like, man, that's what that guy looks like on, because he always got a helmet on and pads and stuff, and then you see him looking all regular Joe, and you're just kind of like, man, he don't look like he's offensive lineman at all, or somebody that you just didn't expect to have, like a haircut or something like that. So I mean, it's cool to see some of the personality of some of these guys because they're not actually playing, serious, but but yeah, other than that, it's not. It's just I don't know. I mean, the Pro Bowl kind of always was a vacation. Like guys, would go to Hawaii and whatnot, and it used to be kind of like a real vacation. They take their families and all that kind of stuff. Now it just I don't know what to say, but it really is. I mean, it's just I don't know whose idea it was to come up with these Pro Bowl games, but it can't be doing great ratings. I can't imagine.
It's not great ratings, and it's on a weekday. Pro Bowls used to be on a Sunday before the Super Bowl or after the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Today. Yeah.
Tuesday. And I said,
in Hawaii, Honolulu, great weather. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, it's like
going to San Fran.
On Tuesday night at 8 o'clock.
60-degree weather during this time of the year.
Like I'm going to be sitting here watching. Yeah. No, I'm not.
Let's kind of on a similar note. Everybody's saying, why can't the Super Bowl be on a Saturday? And it seems like that would make sense, right? Because everybody's having parties, everybody's doing different things. You guys like that idea, having the Super Bowl on a Saturday as opposed to a Sunday?
That's not a bad idea.
I don't.
I like it.
No.
I like the Sunday.
Yeah, I like the Sundays because Saturdays is really your to-do chore, errands.
But you got to get up. I mean, that game is what? What time is it over? You know what I'm saying?
Usually 10 o'clock.
Sunday night.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean,
all right.
First of all, everybody in that stadium are they're not average Joes like us. So it's football players, friends of friends, and all that. All the rich people, $7,500 seats and up to $10,000 seats.
Yeah, geez.
I mean, come on, man. It's just like any other one.
West Coast
Sunday at 6 o'clock is perfect. It's over by 9, 10. If you have a Super Bowl party, you have a hangover, you gotta call out PTO, whatever, Monday. But I like Sunday because that's what the game is played on. It's playing on Sunday,
Yeah.
Well, it starts at 3 o'clock for them.
3 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah, that's West Coast. They don't care.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're done by 7.
Go out there today. We're about to go to bed when the game's over.
Hef says Super Bowl Sunday is Sunday. So I'm curious to see what everybody thinks. If you guys are out there, email us enoughsaidcrew@gmail.com. Let us know what you think if the Super Bowl should switch to Sunday or not, or Saturday rather, as opposed to Sunday. All right, guys. Speaking of the Super Bowl, let's get into it. Some predictions. We got Bugs Bunny, Bad Bunny, whatever you want to call him, and we got the Seahawks and obviously the Patriots. Here we go again, guys. Seahawks and Patriots back in the Super Bowl minus Brady this time. Who you like? Who we got? So we'll start with Jermaine and we'll work our way around.
I have no clue, man. You know, I'm really down. I mean, how is NFL going to exploit and just really hype this game up? Sam Darnold and Drake May. Now, you know, Drake May, I think he's going to have a good season, and I agree with Mike. Mike is like, okay, come on, get off this Darnold thing. I mean, he had a special year or whatnot, and you know, and Drake called it. You know what I mean? As far as what he did in the NFC Championship. Well, again, I'm still not sold on Sam Darnold. I think this thing, the ratings is going to be down in this Super Bowl this year. That's just my opinion. You know, so. And with that being said, I have no clue. I picked the Patriots. I picked the Patriots to win.
All right. Dre, who you got, man?
So I wanted Denver. And then, you know, Bo went out, and I guess Stedham did well. I'm saying his last name right. He did pretty good.
You don't know his name?
I don't know his name, man.
He did all right for the first drive.
Listen, the first letter of his last
trash.
name is S, so sit him, whatever.
I don't even know the last name of our offensive coordinator. How about that?
Trash the rest of the game. Oh my god.
Peyton basically gambled on that. There was a fourth down. I'm trying to remember. He gambled on and didn't get it. I thought that was pretty much the X factor in the game. I gotta give it hats off to Babel. Hell of a coaching, and those players are playing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
Drake May, I think Jermaine, he's gonna have really hard in the Super Bowl against that Seattle's defense. I think Seattle's the right team in on the NFC side to take him on. As for Sam, we'll see if Sam can continue this thing he's got going. My only thing I can comment on is that you know how we say, oh, whatever. Well, that's how it was with Kurt Warner when what's the thing went down, and Kurt Warner took the Rams to a Super Bowl and won, and then we didn't know if Kurt Warner can do it. But well, guess what? He's in the Hall of Fame. I'm not saying Sam Darnold Hall of Fame, but I'm just saying this guy might have just found where he needs to be. I mean, he is breaking some records though. That he's done 14 wins for each two different teams in the past 2 years. That's pretty impressive. And did you hear the quote from Justin Jefferson? He said, "Oh, maybe I wish I had Sam Darnold back." So, I mean,
yeah.
I'm not going to take the Patriots for the mere fact because we lost to them the first time and the second time. Back when Donovan, we lost to them. And then we lost, so I'm taking Seattle, man, over New England.
All right, Mike.
So from the reality perspective, being a realist, you got to take the Seahawks just based off of what you've seen with the defense and the offense and how they are able to run the ball. So that does take some off Sam's plate, but when Sam does need to throw the ball, he fires JSN. JSN is having a great year, so that's been like his JJ, his Justin Jefferson in a way. And their special teams also was really good. They had a steal with Rashid Shaheed. I don't know how they got him in the middle of the season, but that just was ridiculous. Yeah. But they have a good season. That things has worked out for them. To build a really good team. I feel like for this season, I don't know if there's longevity to it. With Sam or the defense, it's just one of them things that the adversity hasn't kicked in yet. They didn't get a bunch of injuries. They don't have a bunch of guys, clamoring for a bunch of money. You haven't lost a coordinator yet, and all that stuff is coming. But I want the Patriots to win. Someone asked me at work, and I said, yeah, I want the Patriots to win. It's like, wow, they'll have, if they win, they'll have like 8 Super Bowls. Like, I don't care. I just want to see the Patriots win. I want to see Seahawks lose. I like to see May win. He's a young quarterback. I like to see the young guys come in and, kind of make a name for themselves. Kind of like Mahomes, he did against my team. I thought it was great for the league to have another young quarterback come in and kind of start taking over the league, and everyone gets excited about that. I just feel like that's not going to happen for Sam Darnold. I feel like that's a team that could win a Super Bowl and we forget about it next year. So I want the Patriots to win, but I'm actually picking the Seahawks to actually win the game.
Yeah.
Stat-wise, guys, what do you think? Stat-wise, this is Drake May and Sam Darnold's first Super Bowl. You think this is going to be an ugly game? I'm looking at as far as because what was the last ugly game was what the Patriots and the Rams. What was that, 13-3 or something like that? You know what I mean? So that was kind of, what do you guys think? as far as stat wise? Is one of those quarterbacks going to be putting up good numbers, or I mean, is one of them going to be carrying the team, or what?
Yeah,
I think it could be. Yeah, I think it could. Man, I hate to say it. It could either be like an ugly, close game, or it turns into a runaway pie for the sea
That's
chickens,
what I was thinking.
Right.
It's kind of like how me and my team just got ugly from the start, and it just never stopped.
Yeah.
It never stopped.
Yeah.
Exactly. I honestly believe that JSN, right? That's his name.
Yeah, Jackson Smith. Yeah.
That guy is unguardable, or he can't.
Can he cover it? Yeah.
You can't cover him. It kind of reminds me of the days of when Cooper Kupp was in his heyday. He was all over the field, put him wherever you want, and he could just get open. I also think the Stevenson running back is very good on New England, but then you got Walker, but they lost the other guy, Charbonnet. And to me, I think they have a little more. I think Seattle a little more advantage over the playmakers than New England. But then you come down to the defense. New England's pretty damn good too. I mean, they are.
Yeah.
They are. Can Seattle, produce more turnovers than New England? I think that might what it comes down to.
Yeah, it's going to come down to special teams and turnovers, and I agree. I think New England's defense is better than most people think they are, and Mike Vrabel obviously has something to do with that. So I think if the Patriots defense can hold, which I think they might be able to, and Hef's right, JSN does run routes very well. I think New England can pull it off. I think they got enough firepower. However, I'm also with Mike. I don't know that it's going to be enough. I think in the end, the Seahawks just might have enough to pull it out. I hope the Patriots would win, but I think it's going to be tough. So we'll see what happens, guys. Super Bowl is always very unpredictable, so we'll kind of figure out and see where this
goes. Said exactly what I was about to say too about Christian Gonzalez. That's going to be an interesting matchup because if he is lined up on JSN the whole game and they're back and forth battling, I mean, if Gonzalez can really contain him, that is going to put more pressure on Sam. Find other options. And the other receivers outside of JSN, Cooper Kupp he had a good game the last game. He was kind of an X factor, but he isn't the same Cooper Kupp back in the day. So that could be a challenge.
But he was the playmaker though, Cooper Kupp. He made that spectacular catch to get that first down.
He came
and that touchdown too.
Yeah, in the Rams game, he really stepped up. He really kind of showed that veteran leadership because he's kind of been quiet all year, but he did step up in the biggest moments, and you do need that.
So you're saying if Gonzalez does his job, he'll start seeing ghosts? Is that what you're saying?
It could. They said the team that Sam really saw the ghost against was the Patriots.
It was the Patriots.
So he besides the ghost yet. He got then he can see a ghost no more. One other quick thing before we move on, but one thing with the Patriots, I know we talked a lot about Vrabel, but both his coordinators have done an excellent job. I mean, we all know Josh McDaniels and what he's done with that offense. Terrell Williams has been the defensive coordinator who's really been quietly, no one's talked a lot about him. And I think, if they have another good year with their defense and it's much better, I think it's someone that people might start talking about as potential head coach down the line. But, he's kind of been the quietest kept secret about it. Vrabel really doesn't call the defensive plays and all that. He's delegated, but, they've done a good job. They really they built a good team too. I guess got to say that both teams have assembled good teams. They deserve to be where they are.
Well, Vic Fangio retires. We'll keep that in mind because he's talking about
it. Man, like I said, hit the panic button. He might.
They said he talked about it last year, but I think he's staying put one more year. But they're going to have to start looking for a solution.
Yeah, they're going to start.
But
Fangio, I mean, if he does leave, he left that defense in a good position. I mean, you just can't bring somebody in here and just all of a sudden just tear everything up. So
All right, Mike, it's on you, man. I know you got a game here. We want to do it the last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, just real quick. It's Pro Bowl, so I just get it really easy. Just a couple Pro Bowl facts I'm gonna throw out here, just that are interesting. Some of these might not be correct, so if you think they're BS, you can go ahead and call BS on it.
Okay.
But yeah, this is a couple of things. You guys know that Patrick Mahomes has never played in a Pro Bowl or the Pro Bowl games.
That's probably true because he's always gone to the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yep, it is. Yep, it is true. You think about it because he has won.
Mm-hmm.
He's been multiple Pro Bowls. I think he's like been Pro Bowl 6 out of 8 years, something like that. But yeah, he hasn't played. Even when they lost and went to and didn't make the Super Bowl, he still didn't play in the games. So yeah. Let's see. Trent Williams has been to the Pro Bowl every year since he started his career.
Wow.
I think it's yes. I wouldn't be surprised if it was true, but I think it's
I can't use your face. No, it's close. No, he's been to the Pro Bowl 12 out of 15 years.
Okay.
So almost every year of his career.
Right.
You guys know the Pro Bowl games, the current version now. They have dodgeball and tug of war as part of the.
Jesus. What is this? Some elementary? God. You said dodgeball and tug of war.
Yes,
this is bad, man. This is
and that is not BS. I was looking up the different games. They got a couple other skills. Of course, they got the passing competition, which is the accuracy, and they got the kicking, punting competition. But yeah, dodgeball and tug of war in there.
We need to get,
you would think that would be BS, but no, I believe it. I mean, they just. Wow, man.
We didn't enough said dodgeball game, so I can just drill Jermaine in the head.
I just feel like if someone gets injured somehow, some freak accident, you gotta tell somebody. I blew an ACL playing dodgeball. Playing army dodge. I was hopping on one leg.
They're gonna be playing archery. That's what they're gonna be playing next to archery with the football.
Oh man, that's great. Oh man,
wow.
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
My God, yeah. This one, over the last 10 years, the Chiefs and the Cowboys have drafted the most future Pro Bowlers.
Chiefs and the Cowboys drafted the most future Pro Bowlers. I wouldn't be surprised if that's I don't know. The Chiefs, I'm a little concerned. Cowboys,
I think that's BS.
I think it's BS.
No, well, according to AI, it's true. I decided to put in there, and they said the Chiefs and the Cowboys have drafted the most Pro Bowlers over the last 10 years.
Wow.
You kind of see it for the Patriots. You can kind of see it for the Chiefs, because they've been in the Super Bowls and had so many star players. But the Cowboys, I was surprised.
Not lately, though. I mean, both of those teams have been a while. Like, I don't know. Like,
how realistic is that? I mean, you talk about the Chief, the Chief and the Cowboys. If people start pulling out, that means they're alternates, right? I mean, does that still count as far as you're making a Pro Bowl, but you're a Pro Bowl alternate? I mean, either
that's a good question. I'm not sure of, and
that's what I'm trying.
So I have to look into that. I mean, this is when I just asked, I was like, hey, what team has had the most Pro Bowlers the last 10 years?
Right.
It added up the Chiefs and the Cowboys, surprisingly. Well, Chiefs are not surprised. The Cowboys,
no, the Cowboys because they never make the playoffs anyway. So and they get bounced out.
And they do have good seasons. They do get guys that like Deron Bland and stuff like that. Guys that make the Pro Bowl. Why does Dre say Mickey Mouse Club?
Yeah, I know. He changed his thing to Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah. A couple other ones real quick. So players who are in the Pro Bowl make $100,000 if they're on the winning team or winning conference, and then they make $50,000 if they're on a losing conference team.
I know they get paid, you know what I mean? So that's not BS, but I thought it was a little higher than that as far as the winning versus, losing and all that stuff. I guess not, but yeah, I say that's true.
I say that's true.
Well, right now it's actually BS. It's 92,046, but I think that might be based off last year's numbers. So it actually may be closer to the numbers I threw out.
Okay.
But yeah, still, it's it's a little bit of money just to show up to play dodgeball.
Yeah,
Tug of war.
Tug of war.
Race.
Yeah, but just like you said, Mike, that would be just hilarious. You know what I mean? One of those linemen or something, pull a shoulder and you know what I mean, or break something or whatever.
Didn't it?
And it's the main star. It's like, what the hell was you doing in tug of war?
Didn't Justin Jefferson get hurt in the Pro Bowl one year? I gotta look it up. There was someone who actually did get hurt in the games, and it wasn't like a easy injury, but it was definitely one of those fluke kind of things. Maybe it was Kirk Cousins or someone. It was someone that got hurt.
All I remember
Probably
is
Fatty. He always
with the Chargers. That's all I remember is when somebody slammed on his shoulder.
Yeah,
It's
probably Fatty, Mike. He always gets hurt. Fatty.
Yeah.
Debo didn't make it. Did he make it?
I don't think he didn't make it. He didn't make his incentives for the year. He had to get 700 yards receiving. He had 707 yards receiving this year, so he actually made his incentive bonus. Speaking of bonuses, I was looking up people who get like incentives for making the Pro Bowl and who got the most. So Brian Burns, the linebacker DN on the Giants, had an incentive to make the Pro Bowl. His was $800,000 for making the Pro Bowl.
Jeez.
Wow. Okay.
We're in the wrong field, guys.
Actually, you're really in the wrong field. That's BS. It actually was $1.8 million. So actually, there's another million on top of that is how much he got for making the Pro Bowl.
Man. Yeah, he's getting hurt on the beach back in the MTV days. Rock and Jock. That's true. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a little bit of Pro Bowl,
Nice.
I said, yeah.
Cool. Well, let us know what you think, guys. EnoughSaidCrew@gmail.com. Shout out to everybody in the chat today. Have Streams Media. Check out the All Dressed Up podcast, which is on tonight at 9. If you can find KD, one of the poorest Eagle fans I've ever seen. KD. I'll just say that. And we got a couple other guys on here as well. What happened to User this week, Dre? He's always on. What happened?
Yeah, User's always on, man. I guess he'll catch up. But shout out to my buddy Eric, man. He's a cool guy, man, and he's a big Green Bay fan. So he was a shout out here, Eric. Shout out to Hef, man. As we know, All Dressed Up ADU's coming out tonight, so that'd be cool.
Yeah, ADU coming out tonight, and I always just Climb Back series is really good. So check them out if you haven't already. Actually, Eric did comment in here. I see him. He was commenting early on. We were talking about him. He said, "What's up, everybody?" Early on. So
yep.
Okay, so he's not User anymore. I guess he changed his name now.
No. That's another guy.
Oh, so there's two Erics. Okay.
No. One is User's Daryl. Another one.
Oh, User's Daryl. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Tighten up, man.
I'm trying to figure all this out, man. We got a lot of people coming in here. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get it right. So, but EnoughSaidCrew@gmail.com. Check us out online. As always, Enough Said Podcast. We're on all the major social media channels, of course, including TikTok. So check us out on there. You can subscribe to our channel on YouTube and find out when we're on. I know we switch times a lot, so get those alerts, sign up and subscribe on our channel, find out when we're on. Check out our shorts that we do every week or two. And as always, gentlemen, what do we got? One more show where we review everything after the Super Bowl? Are we doing two more? I don't know what we got left here. But
We'll figure out. I mean, we still got next weekend, which is Super Bowl weekend. Give us time to change our picks about who's going to win. Yeah. And then, then we got a recap. And of course you got free agency that'll be coming up, which will be pretty wild when you got $300 million salary cap. Teams are definitely
305.
Yeah, teams are going shopping. Baby. We going shopping.
I always got $20 million to play around with.
305.
Yeah,
$20.7 million. Here we go, Mickey Mouse Club.
Mickey Mouse.
There's Jalen's Goofy.
All right, everybody. Have a good one. We'll see you next week.
All right. See you.